Hey you, it's Bea the Prophet here, and I am ready to guide you through a Law of Attraction reading. Welcome and welcome back. I appreciate each and every being joining this meeting. Follow me now in this infinite moment for a message for the collective and individual. Set an intention for this meeting. You already know what you want the reading to clarify. You attracted this reading, and I'm cooperating with you. It's mutually beneficial. As I am pulling the cards, use your intuition as well. Let us know any additional connections you made in the comments below the video, and the collective will benefit from the collective's intuition. This is a body, mind, and spirit message addressing the basic human needs for self-actualization aligned with the 7 chakras. I'm surprised no other cards came out. Let's talk about the one that is out. This is the one that Spirit would like to bring into focus, aligning with the crown chakra. We have the 2 of Earth. And the 2 of Earth is about balancing resources. It's about adapting, about flexibility. Balancing resources. So 2 examples of resources are time and money, which is what he's juggling here on a unnecessary tightrope, on a treacherous looking body of water, in a risky outfit, right? I don't know what is happening here. This is the energy that Spirit would like to bring into focus. The 2 of Earth. Needing to bring fun into your life. The duality of work and fun. But now I'm getting the idea of, instead of balancing, merging so that it's just one thing and then you don't need to balance. How can you merge work and fun? Some people can. Maybe. I don't know those people necessarily. I do it. I do it sometimes. So people can do it. It can be done sometimes, maybe not all the time. But if you do it sometimes, then it is just one thing with a couple parts instead of 2 separate things. And we have the energy of the Knight of Earth in the position of mind. So the current focus of your mind, what you are meant to acknowledge. We have the Knight of Earth. So this card is about now I'm just fascinated by what is depicted on these pinnacles. I can't. One card I had to turn it and then I could see what it was. But this card I'm still not able to see it. Anyway, the Knight of Earth is about carefully planning before taking action and then going. So it looks like the knight is like looking at a map, but the paper is empty. And you think he might be getting ready to write something, but he doesn't have anything to write with. So what is he doing? You know what it looks like he's doing? It looks like he's going to wrap his pinnacle to protect it. Like when you're moving dishes and you wrap a plate or you're buying some sort of plate at the store, then they wrap it in paper before putting it in the bag to get some extra cushion, extra protection. And that's what it looks like he's going to do. But then he has other papers. Maybe the other paper has the map or the writing on it, and then he just wants to secure the pinnacle before moving forward in his journey. So, protecting the pinnacle, protecting the possessions before going forward, plan carefully before taking action. And by planning, it's talking about cushion. Isn't it interesting how similar like these two guys look with their white hair? This is the King of Water in the position of the body. This is what you're meant to trust. The King of Water and how you feel in the physical, the focus of your mind and how you're feeling in the physical. The King of Water is someone you can trust. A situation that is safe. The Knight of Earth, it says on the card, a guardian angel or someone who watches over you. And then the King of Water has written on its card, a charitable benefactor, which is similar, but it could be someone, it could be just your guides and inner being watching over you. But I feel like this is meant to be taken literally. I thought I was going to be able to see it for some reason. I still could not know why I'm obsessed with that. Anyway, so someone you can trust, maybe this person that is watching over you and being a charitable benefactor. Maybe they I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, it's someone that you can completely trust. But there's an element of them not being forthright in letting you know this. They're not advertising this or really telling anyone. Maybe you might have an inkling, but they are not, it's not common knowledge. And then we have the energy of the Three of Air in the position of security. So this is how you're feeling about your sense of security. It's so funny. It looks like the cards keep moving and rocking as if they're on this boat with this guy in this treacherous water. Anyway, the Three of Air is how you're feeling about your sense of security. So there is a healing that needs to take place, but the feeling I'm getting is that this has to do with things that excuse me, things that leave your life. We naturally mourn those things, even though we may be able to see that they are necessary. It's necessary for them to leave our lives, but we still mourn whatever was when it is no longer, because it is everything that was in our lives we created. So it's a part of us, it's a part of our soul, it's a part of our energy, our life force, because that's what we use to create it. So when it leaves, just like if someone in your life passes on, we naturally mourn the part of it that has left, even though it still is. It just like people when they pass on, they still are. They're just not in our experience the same way. So it's kind of like a little, because we're using ourselves, our life force, our energy to create, it's kind of like a little hole here, and it has to heal, like any type of I want to say laceration because it's cut out of our lives now. Any type of cut, it has to kind of harden and then go through a healing process. It's the same as the mourning process. So that doesn't mean you have to feel sad because you're mourning. Mourning is just healing that part of yourself, regenerating that part of yourself. It's just a natural process that happens. Nothing to be alarmed about. You know that it will heal if you will allow it to heal. Like if you're going to keep picking at it and focusing on it, it's going to take a long time to heal. But if you just allow it to heal, because knowing that it will heal, then it'll heal relatively quickly, it'll seem like. So there's a healing taking place with your sense of security. This is aligned with the root chakra. Aligned with the sacral chakra, we have the Four of Fire. This is in the position of health, so it's what needs to be taken care of or nurtured or cut out, like this. It's what you care about. So we have a card of celebration. 4 talks about structure, stability, like-mindedness in a community, home, reunions. It's the marriage card in the minor arcana, if you're in that situation. So a stable home life. The 4 of Fire and the 3 of Air are clarifying this King of Water. We're talking about someone you can trust. This could be This could have to do with love, because I remember when I first started shuffling the deck, before I started shuffling, it was turned over in my hand, and what I saw was the Two of Wands. Was it the Two of Wands? The Two of Cups. That's what I'm thinking of. And I noticed it, and then it kind of didn't stay with me very long. But now I'm remembering it. And then in the position of esteem, which is aligned to the solar plexus chakra, we have the Eight of Fire. The Eight of Fire is about a lot going on. Fast moving energy, and therefore momentum. Rapid changes or unexpected events. This is in the position of your best quality and skill. So it's your ability to multitask. And so that's funny, because the Two of Earth was talking about, too many things. But then we talked about turning work into fun, so that's just one thing. And then you have room for another ball, like if you were juggling things. I guess kind of like this guy. I'm sure he started with two of the same things juggling, and then he added in something of a different size to, bring up the difficulty level or the wow factor. And so those two things kind of become one thing. And then there's a new thing, which becomes the second thing, but it's actually the third thing. And then the fourth thing, but then it's just two things again. Once he has balance between the things that he has, then it's two things again. Two things with two parts instead of four things. Interesting. And then we have I haven't seen this card in a while, the One of Air. And this card always reminds me of the story of Excalibur, because this sword is stuck in this stone, and then the crown is stuck as well. So in the story of Excalibur, whomever can pull the stone, the sword from the stone, becomes the king. And so that's what would happen here, right? But this is falling in the position of belonging, which is your emotional security, and is about how you can create the love energy you need for the actualization. And I'm talking so slowly because I'm just noticing these gems in the sword reminded me of the last reading when I was looking at the strength card, and I noticed that the archangel had these gems just kind of hanging from something on her clothing, but the gems were laying across her thigh in the way she was positioned. And these look like the same gems. They're the same colors, like they could be any colors, but they're the same colors as the gems that she had. And it reminded me of the chakra. So there's blue, green, and red. This is blue, this is green, and this is red. Interesting that I pointed out the relationship between these two positions. Belonging is your emotional security. And in the past, I have talked about esteem being your emotional health. But when I was saying this, I thought of this and then thought not to say it. So let's see what, oh, that's too many cards here. Let's see what comes out in the actualization position, because I feel like there is a relationship here, a connection that we'll be able to make. How will you express yourself in the actualization? No cards are coming out. Usually when that happens, it fell onto the floor. Let me get it. Okay, look what it is. It's the sun. But why did it fall on the floor? It like flew like this, like an airplane. But it was easy for me to reach over and get it. I didn't even have to stretch. I'm just not used to cards falling on the floor. They usually fall on the table. It's just so funny how it fell out. And so in the last reading also, I was talking about the Queen of Earth on her pinnacle. It looked like the image of the sun. There's a person standing on a wall, and then there's the circle in the back. And so I feel like the last reading was related to this reading. This is what there's a relationship between the last reading and this reading. But I don't really, like when I'm doing the reading, I'm kind of in a zone and I completely forget what just happened. And it's so you see me remembering things, but it's not like I remember the reading. I'm just getting these flashes that in the last reading, this is what happened. It's related to this. You know what I mean? So I'm not aware I'm being given that information. So I couldn't tell you what the theme of the reading was, except that I wrote down on a piece of paper that I wanted to title the reading Undeniable. Now I'm getting flashes of the reading. There was a 7 of fire here. That's all I can remember. I don't know why I remember the 7 of fire. How is that significant? But there's so many cards. There's something else that I meant to notice is what I was saying when the cards weren't coming out. And I never did notice it because the card flew out on the floor. Just looking on the floor of all the pictures. And what I noticed is interesting that in this card, this is so silly, guys. You know how people always talk about the grass not being greener on the other side? But look how this grass looks greener on this side. But is it? Was the Tower card here? The transformation card in the last reading? You can go back and see, but It's like in the transformation card, you see the tower in the background and the workmen are on top fixing it, and the archangel is holding the hourglass, showing that the time is almost done, and he's pointing to the worker. So you can glean from that illustration that the work on the repairs to the tower are almost completed. And in this card, we have an hourglass, and it's almost like the time has been renewed because none of the sand is falling down. There's nothing in the bottom of the hourglass, even though it's sitting here and nobody's touching it, so somebody had to put it there, even if it was magically put there or something. It's been set down, so the sand should start to fall. So it's almost like time is paused, or time is stopped. Time is stopped. And then there's a person in the background riding a unicorn. There's a person in this deck that rides a unicorn, and it's the Knight of Air. Could that be the Knight of Air having taken flight and is on the green grass on the other side, waving its flag of the sun, giving gratitude to the divine? The message I'm getting from this sun card is to write it down. So what I was saying, this is in the position of the throat chakra. I don't see how it I was going to say I don't see how it relates to these cards, but it's almost like after you heal, then you can take the throne that is rightfully yours and be happy. Kind of like a sentence came through. Know Your Truth is the card with words of wisdom. Spirit thought would clarify the reading. Know your truth. I know in the last reading I was talking about the card Live by Example had come out as the words of wisdom, and I was talking about interrogating your truth so that what you do and what you say match. What you do and what you say and who you say you are match. And then we have the Seven of Air in the position of the answer. So in line with the intuitive chakra, this is what you're meant to see or learn. Mindful intentions. Being mindful of your intentions. You're meant to learn tactics and strategies that are mindful of your intentions, or tactics and strategies that bring forth your intentions. So I'm getting like manipulating, but not in a malicious way. Not in a malicious way at all, but being able to, I guess a nicer word might be molding situations. Manipulate kind of has a negative connotation to it, but molding situations so that your intentions come forth, come through, are shown. So like you would mold clay, your intention is to make a bowl. And so, I don't know what that is outside. Your intention is to make a bowl. And so you mold the clay into a bowl, right? But that can be done with situations. People, manipulative people do that, but manipulation kind of has a malicious undertone to it. But making the bowl isn't malicious, right? And so I guess it's when people are involved, it could be malicious, because you have to be mindful of their free will. So you have to kind of mold their thinking by getting them to believe what you believe that this should be a bowl. Then everybody will make bowls. And then you've basically molded all those bowls. But it's almost like you manipulated the people into making the bowls, but really you just, told them it was a good idea. So this idea of having an intention and then molding it and then having it replicated, kind of like leading by example. So what is it that you're making? Are you making a bowl? Are you making a plate? Are you making a vase? Know what your truth is. What are you making? What do you want to make? Be able to define it, not necessarily to say it to other people, but you might, but to be able to live it, to be the embodiment of it, so that people know what it looks like, know what it sounds like, feels like, all of these things, so that they can replicate it. That's it. That's it. That's what I have for now. Take this message however it resonates for you. Look forward to the components of this message showing up in the coming hours, days, and weeks in different ways. That's just how the law of attraction works. Until next time, remember, you and you alone create your reality. Your reality. Enjoy.